Baker, ooh, elusive. Last year, 4,500 yards was the third most.
stunning
He
throw.
also had 41 touchdowns, second best, but the little sugar, little spice, 16 interceptions.
With 41 picks,
that's
I'll
not-
take
okay
it.
with that?
That led the league, but that's not that.
Yeah, like
I would take a little bit less in both.
I guess I disagree with you there. That's a 2.5 to 1 touchdown interception ratio, a tiny bit better. That's great to me. Like if you're 20, that would be 25 touchdowns, 10 picks, 50 touchdowns, 20 picks. Like that obviously would be an insane season. I think 40 touchdowns, 15 picks thereabouts
16.
is just fine.
Okay,
well, 41
you
to
lose
yeah,
both. Okay.
yeah.
If he throws 40 again,
That would be great.
Yeah,
like I think that Baker is. I think when Baker wasn't great, he was over-discussed. And now that he's really good, I think he's under-discussed. Like, Danny did his top 10 quarterbacks list yesterday. I did mine kind of impromptu yesterday. We both had him firmly in there. Brew didn't really object to mine. Like, the fact that he has established himself as like a conventional wisdom top 10 quarterback is pretty remarkable, and it does make him now take the guys on rookie scale out. The best bargain at the position in the league.
Oh, yeah.
By, I guess maybe outside of Patrick, who doesn't make much more than him. But $33 million a year for Baker Mayfield is a great deal. And so, yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be excellent again.
To your point, I think this is his, not make or break, but this is the year. If he has another great season, everybody will be like, okay, Baker is like that dude now. Like he's one of those not the top 4 or 5, but people will feel like he's a great quarterback. If he struggles again, which he was good early in his career and then struggled mightily and now has bounced back. But look, I actually think, I'm not going to say, because last year he was great, I'm not necessarily going to say he's going to be better statistically than he was last year, but I feel like he probably is in the best place he's been maybe throughout his career, because the confidence has to be at an all-time high. The team really looks to him as a leader. Now, he's got not only the two, Godwin and then Mike Evans, Ibuka, the rookie, Emeka Ibuka, when they drafted. So you got 3 really good receivers. You got a good running game now for the first time in a while in Tampa. So I actually think, I bet his swagger's on 100, and I think he's going to have
And he's had back-to-back good years. If you remember, it was just a 3-year deal he signed. So he has 2 years left on it. If he's excellent this year, he's going to get
monster deal.
Yes. He's going to get a deal similar to the one Brock just got, like a legitimate $50+ million a year deal, which is just great.
All right.
Yeah. And that's what I had said before. That Baker Mayfield is underpaid, and that if he signs another contract and playing at that he's playing right now, like, he is going to command a tremendous amount of money. I think what it comes down to this, because I think actually Nick brings up a good point, that he was over discussed before and now he's under discussed now. I think what it is, when you're not truly in that elite category of Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, pretty much just those 4 quarterbacks, really, when it comes down to it. Outside of a rookie like a Jaden Daniels, who's now entered the equation, anyone outside of that core group of quarterbacks, all the other quarterbacks, the conversation around them is very, very extreme. It's either that quarterback is special, elite, and deserves to be in that category with Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, whatever, or they're trash, they should move on from them, don't need them, they're not that good, and if they win, it's because of not them at all. And we do see this. We see this with Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield. We see it again and again and again. Like, that next kind of group is just like very, very, very extreme takes. And Baker falls into that category in terms of the conversations around it. And so then you don't really have an actual interesting, nuanced conversation about a quarterback like Baker Mayfield and the seasons that he's, the last couple of years that he's had. And it's interesting. I don't know the best way around that, quite frankly. It really comes down to winning. You know, if Baker and the Bucs actually win, at least get to an NFC Championship game. And if they lose, you can't point to Baker Mayfield being the problem. Then that kind of changes everything, right? It's kind of like Jalen Hurts last season was very divisive. If they now lost in the Super Bowl, the NFC Championship game, and Jalen Hurts did not play good, it's like, see, I told you he's not that good. He holds his team back. And if Baker Mayfield gets to an NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl and loses and doesn't play, you know, as good as he maybe had been during the regular season, people will say, yeah, he's a pretty good quarterback, but he can't win the big game, you know, or something, you know, of something of that. I mean, heck, even with Jalen Hurts even having the year that he had and getting the Super Bowl MVP, people still question that. So that's just, unfortunately, it just seems like if you're in that category, it's just where you're at and the type of conversations that are being had. But the team is obviously there for the Bucs. The weapons are obviously there for the Bucs. You know, you lost Liam Cohen, but you'll see how much of a problem that actually ends up being. But I mean, yeah, it is. It's interesting because I think, what did PFF? PFF had him at 13th. So they had him below Jordan Love, below Brock Purdy, below Geno Smith, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Stafford, Jaden, and Jalen. And I'm not gonna, obviously, the original four, the original top four, final four. And yeah, I mean, has him above CJ Stroud, above Kyler Murray, above Trevor Lawrence, above Dak Prescott. I mean, think about it. And Tua, paid, will be paid. Decent deal, but not paid in the traditional sense that I mean with Geno. Paid, but now these are the guys that are above him, technically, according to PFF. So it is interesting. I mean, and that is why the deal that you're getting him for is pretty remarkable. And, you know, Mayfield has pulled off a remarkable career turnaround after bouncing back in 2023. He delivered the best season of his career in 2024, earning an 85.9 overall grade. He'll now be working with his third OC in 3 years in Tampa Bay and his fifth since 2022. But the struggles of 2021, 2022 feel firmly in the rear view mirror. His 2024 campaign also featured one of the wildest plays of the season, completing a pass with one of the league's top pass rushers draped all over him. Very quickly, I can't remember what that was, or like how it exactly unfolded. Was it against the Lions? I think it was against the Lions, but I don't know. I don't remember. 2024 already feels pretty far in the rearview mirror. But yeah, I think another repeat of 2024 or even 2023, I think people would be a lot more comfortable putting him in this tier, the high-end starters. Because right now, what is he? Right now, he's technically a 3B. Solid starters, but they need more help. I guess at least putting him in this group, the solid starters who have flashed high-end play. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at Baker and this Bucs team a lot more closely this season. They also have the luxury of being in the division that they're in, going up against the Saints, going up against the Panthers. You know, could those teams bounce back? Maybe the Panthers. Doesn't feel like the Saints are going to do that anytime soon. Maybe, but feels unlikely. And then I think the biggest challenge will be the Falcons, of course. And, you know, they kind of went all in the draft for defense this season. And I believe in Penix, so I'm excited to see those matchups. But, yeah, it is interesting because if you do look at this, you know, many more eyes are on Jordan Love. Many more eyes are on Brock Purdy. Geno Smith, not so much. Many more eyes are on Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Stafford, of course. So, you know, I do think that Baker Mayfield can re-enter the conversation in terms of no longer being under-discussed. But I think it has to be beyond just what you're doing on the field during the regular season. I think it has to be more prominent playoff moments at this point, because you're not a kid. You know, you're not a 22, 23, 24-year-old up-and-coming player like Jordan Love, CJ Stroud, Jaden Daniels. And Geno Smith, I mean, if you know, Geno Smith has been great. 85.8 passing grade in that span is just 0.2 points shy of Patrick Mahomes. You know, over the last 2 seasons, if you would have pegged Smith to be graded as the 6th best passer in the NFL over the past 2 seasons, and yet hardly anyone's talking about Geno Smith being a top 10 quarterback. So it's not exclusive to Baker. I think the other point of it is playing for Seattle Seahawks, playing for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have someone like Brock Purdy who's playing for the 49ers, went to a Super Bowl. There's a lot more energy, a lot more popularity with that team as well. So ball does seem to be in the court of Baker Mayfield. It seems to be in his court for Baker. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he can kind of not only continue to maintain what he's been doing, but even improve and then have some, again, like really big key moments against big time key teams, doing it in moments that matter most. I think that's ultimately what is missing from Baker Mayfield in this immediate moment. I don't care about what he did too long ago in the past. I don't care about a random one-off play. I mean, like, specifically, you can point to him playing the Detroit Lions or something in the divisional round, and you can point to Baker balling. Like against the Washington Commanders, unfortunately, like, he fumbled the ball. No matter who you want to blame, it doesn't matter. It was still an outcome that happened, rather than him overcoming all of this and leading the team, you know, leading the win against the Commanders. And quite frankly, unfortunately, since it was the Commanders and a rookie quarterback, it still wouldn't have gotten a lot of clout because you're at home, you're going against a rookie quarterback. Most people pick the Bucs and Baker to win and be better than Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. So, you know, that next win would have been over the Lions, over the Eagles, etc. So I think that's probably what the general consensus is bleeding for more than anything. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield? How you feeling about OTAs and 100 days away from the 2025 NFL kickoff? Keep it 100. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.